What if the architects of our earliest cities weren't human? What if they were bird-headed beings who vanished just as mysteriously as they appeared? From the jungles of Central America to stone temples of ancient Turkey, the same mythos echoes. Rulers, teachers, creators with falcon heads, owl features, crane bodies, symbols of wisdom, speed, flight. Egyptian Thoth, Central America's Quetzalcoatl, Polynesian glowing birdmen, same motif across seas. Are these coincidences or collective memories encoded in DNA? Today we plunge into the Carians, avian extraterrestrials tied to lost civilizations. Ancient records describe them as tall, luminous beings with feathered features and hypnotic bioluminescence. They didn't just watch, they taught language, built monuments, seeded philosophies. Their legacy lingers in temple blueprints, glyphs resembling circuitry, star maps etched into stone predating telescopes. But who were they? Why vanish? And what clues remain? Among the many myths, one name recurs: the Carians. Linked to the Anunnaki, they descended from higher realms, ethereal dimensions beyond time. Not aliens in craft, but luminous architects of reality, born from cosmic vibration. Their bodies shimmered with intention, harmonized with galactic pulses. Ancient Vedic texts describe travel by mantra, vibrating consciousness across dimensions. The Carians did this, manipulating light and matter through bioluminescence. Their home world, a symphony of life, towering bioluminescent forests, shimmering waterfalls, stone rings reflecting star clusters. The entire ecosystem was sentient, responding to emotion and intention. A prophecy foretold merging with the Avian, denser natives attuned to planetary cycles, minds tuned to bioelectric empathy. This fusion of light and stone birthed the Apkallu, carriers of star memory and terrestrial endurance. Then, around Earth, megaliths and star-aligned cities mushroomed. Could this explain sudden leaps in civilization? In Egypt, Thoth, the ibis-headed god. In Sumer, the Anzu bird. In Mesoamerica, Quetzalcoatl. In Japan, Tengu, bird warriors. Cave drawings show winged beings hovering beside humans, elongated heads, radiant auras. Were they guardians, ambassadors? The Karu traveled not just continents, but dimensions. Their ether-shimmering ships emitted hums that stirred bones and opened minds. Where they landed, language emerged fully formed, megaliths aligned perfectly, calendars mapped celestial cycles. And then, silence. So ask yourself, what kind of beings gift us such knowledge, and then vanish? The Karu found refuge on Kion, a harsh, unforgiving world. Jagged canyons, crystal deserts, bioluminescent fungi, battling red moss beneath triple moon skies. They adapted rapidly, hardened bodies, heightened senses, attuned to electromagnetic fields. By resonating with crystalline geology, they formed symbiosis. From this bond arose architectural marvels, towering tuning stone spires, star rhythm altars, energy chambers amplifying thought into reality. Their spirituality shifted from hierarchy to collective ritual, treating storms and quakes as cosmic messages. They built star-aligned temples, mirrored the cosmos in art, and most of all, they remembered. What if those memories survived? In us, unlike warlike species, the Karu became revered diplomats. Within the Galactic Federation, they didn't rule by force, they healed by frequency. The Karu listened not just to words, but vibrations beneath them. Their instruments detected emotional distortion, spiritual imbalance. They introduced harmonic law: no money, no prisons, only resonance. Offenders weren't punished, they were retuned. They mediated interplanetary wars, stabilized collapsing ecosystems. Their wisdom echoes on Earth, in the OM of Hinduism, the shamanic drums of the Americas. Not random, remembrance. But not all Karu followed this path. Another branch emerged, the K taller, sharper, commanding. While the Karu harmonized, the K strategized. Where the Karu built temples, the K built crystal city-states. They advised the Anunnaki, manipulated galactic politics, orchestrated peace treaties, and, some claim, conflicts. They weren't malevolent, but pragmatic. They believed in order, in structure. They weren't singing to the stars. They were scripting the cosmos. Were they protectors or architects of control? The truth lies in nuance. While the K diverged from their Karu cousins, they didn't forget their roots. They reinterpreted the mission, not to resonate with the universe, but to shape it. Did Earth inherit more from the K than the Karu? The echoes of the Karens, Karu, and K didn't vanish. They fractured into myth. Bird-headed gods, flaming chariots, winged messengers. In every culture, from angels in Abrahamic texts, to divas in Hinduism, to sky beings in Hopi lore. But why the duality? Why are some gods benevolent, others terrifying? Maybe it's not contradiction, it's trauma, fractured memory. Imagine luminous beings descending from clouds, levitating, vibrating with unknown energy. Would they seem divine or monstrous? These beings became archetypes, etched in cathedral ceilings, chiseled into ziggurats, whispers in nursery rhymes. But over millennia, detail faded into dogma. What if the bird gods and flaming angels were just distorted memories of the Karens? What if their swords of fire were frequency tools? Perhaps we didn't forget. Perhaps we buried them until now. Some believe the Karens didn't just disappear. They became part of us. Enter the Avian star seeds, souls not reincarnated, but returned, messengers from high vibrational worlds. They don't remember, they resonate, empaths, visionaries, born with dreams of flying, drawn to ancient symbols, vibrating with knowledge they've never learned. They carry within them an encoded memory, a spiritual blueprint waiting for activation. Not myth seekers, but memory keepers. They're not strange, they're remembering. They gravitate to symbols, Eye of Horus, feathered serpents, not out of fascination, but recognition. Their mission isn't to convert or save, it's to remind, to awaken, to vibrate. Because maybe humanity doesn't just remember the Karens. Maybe we are their echo. One name burns brighter than all others in Karu lore. Varun, the master architect, the dreamsmith. His ships weren't machines, they were symphonies, crafted not with schematics but with song. Every corridor harmonized with thought, every hull tuned to emotional resonance. Pilots didn't steer, they synced. He designed the draconian fleet, ships that phased between dimensions, opening doorways to lost worlds and minds. Despite Varun's peaceful intent, his creations sparked fear. His ships didn't fire weapons. They didn't need to. They neutralized threats with harmonics, rewriting fear into peace. But that raised questions. Were they defending or controlling? Elders feared they crossed into spiritual coercion. If a ship could overwrite fear, what else could it overwrite? Varun claimed they were for elevation. Others saw potential for domination. The Galactic Federation grew uneasy. Some demanded the fleet be dismantled. Too powerful, too persuasive. Yet others believed Varun had discovered diplomacy's future. His name became polarizing, visionary or manipulator, savior or subtle tyrant. And in the storm of this moral crisis, Varun stood alone. Not because he destroyed, but because his creations made destruction obsolete. In the wrong hands, even peace can be a weapon. The Federation summoned Varun, not for crimes, but for potential. He defended not his ships, but his intent. But intent, they argued, could be hijacked. He was stripped of status, his fleet grounded, research sealed. Then came betrayal. A secret faction exiled him, not killed, not imprisoned, just erased. Sent to a forgotten world beyond space, cloaked in fog, unreachable. He vanished. No records, just myth. Some say he went willingly. Others claim he kept building ships of thought and light in secret. But in silence, the universe lost one of its greatest architects, not to war, not to death, but to fear, because the most dangerous thing you can do is imagine too far ahead. After Varan vanished, the Karens faded. Their temples were overtaken by vines. Their ships became dormant relics, but the signal never stopped. In dreams, in art, in the urge to look skyward, children sketch winged beings, chants echo forgotten scales. Something stirs. Perhaps the Karens didn't leave. Perhaps they're waiting for us to remember. Their message remains. Power isn't domination, but resonance. Evolution begins with memory. In Varun's myth, the ache of the starseed, the glyphs in obsidian, we hear it. You are not alone. You were never alone. If this story stirred something in you, subscribe, because this journey through the stars is only beginning. Up next, Vedic heavencraft, the flying vimanas of ancient India. Click now. The story continues.